Hello, beautiful friends. This is Erica with Crystal Rose Insights and Conscious Alchemy 1111. Here to do an update on what the heck is going on. It's been a real crazy time here since this eclipse happened about 8 days ago. And there's been a lot of upheaval for people in their lives. Some of them have been unexpected. Some of it has been in ways they never anticipated. So with that, I'm going to take a look at what is going on and breaking through. Now, please also know that these readings are intended to be timeless. So whenever you click on this reading, whether it's near when you had the eclipse here just a week ago, from when I'm posting this, it doesn't matter. If the message resonates, that's Spirit's way of bringing it to you. But with that, what we're going to take a look at today is what is happening. There's been a lot of shakeup. Things that have been, if you've been stagnant in your dynamic with your counterpart here recently, where things have been stuck or sort of like slowly moving, a lot of you guys have had things shake up all of a sudden, like things out of the blue, things happening, movement happening, and oftentimes it's been in forms other than what we anticipated may happen. So this is a reading that's going to take a look at that. It's not going to apply to everybody, of course, but you know, we'll see what Spirit brings through for you guys today. And also, really quickly, if you guys were trying to access some of the extended readings here this morning, the website, the company that hosts my website literally had a complete massive outage for all of the websites that they host, which are literally thousands and thousands of websites. And it was down for a couple of hours. So if you weren't able to access, that's why. But it's back up and running, so all should be good. Apparently, it's extremely rare that that happens, but it does happen once in a while. So just to let you guys know, if you had tried to access and you couldn't, that is why. It will save you an email to send me a note saying, why couldn't I see the video? So really quickly, also, the information for getting a personal reading with me is down on the information box below. And if this situation is going to be resonating for you, I'm going to be going into an in-depth extended reading. We're going to take a look at not only, we're going to take a look at what the scenario is now. We're going to get a lot into specifically, like, what is the lesson coming through for the masculine and the feminine? What are they consciously thinking and feeling about what has just happened? What are they afraid of? What are they unconsciously? What's the unconscious factor or contributor to the situation, and what they're healing, as well as the guidance? So, okay, so here's the scenario, but what are we going to do with it? How can we leverage the energies, leverage the situation? What can we do to grow our spiritual strength and mastery through this experience? So that's going to be over on the extended. Should this be resonating, because this is intended to be, instead of getting a private reading, if I'm tuning into your messages and your energies in this general reading, it will continue over in the extended. So that's a way less expensive way for you to get more in-depth information for a lot less money than booking a private reading with me. Plus, I'm able to reach a lot more people that way with my messages, because my availability for one-on-one readings is very, very, very small, and it's getting smaller by the day. So okay, with that, what is here for us today to support this reading is a red calcite, and I absolutely love this stone because of how much clarity this one has. I don't know if you can see it, but red calcite is a stone for the root chakra. A lot of this eclipse and these breakthroughs or these shakeups that have happened here in the last week or so have really shaken the foundation for a lot of people. The stability of you know, their stability has been shaken. So this red calcite is very supportive for grounding. It's also for calming any sort of anger or fears that can come up when your foundation is rocked a little bit. So this red calcite is here to support the readings today. But again, like I said, it's mostly clear, which I love because it's just so pretty. A lot of red calcites are just like this orangey reddish color. But this one is like the light overshadows the fears, right? It's like, okay, yeah, there's a little bit of fear here. Yeah, there's a little instability, but overwhelmingly, this stone has a lot of light. So that's probably why I wanted to be here today, to give you guys some support. Celebration. Excited. Some of you may have just recently found out about either a third-party situation or a third-party situation that you thought was over still isn't. Okay, there's a reason that that's just come up here. But let's get a sense of what's happening here in the dynamic. Okay, we're going to pull cards. I'm not going to pull reversals. I'm not going to read reversals unless Spirit tells me to keep it that way. Because I read intuitively and I'm a channel for the guidance from Spirit. And therefore, I'm not a by-the-book tarot reader. I'm a guided intuitive, and tarot is just a tool that I use. Okay, let's see what's going on here. What has happened in this particular dynamic? The Magician, Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Right away, what I'm feeling, there's definitely something that has started that has manifested. Whatever has just recently happened has been manifested for a purpose. It is intended to be balancing. It is intended to be an example of, like, do you have faith and do you trust in the divine to bring you the balance and to bring you what you need in this situation. And what's coming in here is this energy about, like, okay, you're still not seeing necessarily the results of this, what is manifested. Like, the manifestation is not what you expected, but it is a manifestation. It is something that has had to happen in order to bring things into the balance, into the now. And what's coming here is just this letting, like, this gestation time. You know, this could be for some of you if you've been in communication with your counterpart, or maybe you've been spending a little time, but you haven't quite gotten off the ground yet. Maybe you were expecting the next step would be something, and then something came in that potentially was not expected, but it's a manifestation nonetheless. That's part of the journey. And again, in this journey, I always explain how it is important to have faith and trust and to not have expectations of form. Sometimes the best manifestations can be things that are painful or surprising or uncomfortable. So just because it's not like this happy-go-lucky manifestation does not mean that it is Spirit abandoning you, or that it is a sign it's going in the wrong direction. Because I can tell you that oftentimes the manifestation, if you take a step back and you look in hindsight, you go, I know exactly why that needed to happen. And thank you, Spirit, for bringing it to me. But the energy right now is the Six of Pentacles, which is, this is about, how are you choosing to take a look at this situation? Are you looking at the negative, or are you looking at the positive? And, you know, the positive is this person is expecting to be gifted with some of these coins. You know, this beggar's like, thank you, universe, you're giving me the coins. This other person's like, universe, you're not giving me the coins. He's begging and he's not expecting to get the coins, so he's not getting the coins. So this can be a card of the law of vibration, the law of attraction. It's the laws of the universe. And so this is about right now, this pivotal point for those of you guys that have had something just happen. This is your choice point. You can choose to take a look at the good in it, or look at what's not good in it, and then it's going to be your point of manifestation, your point of attraction, sorry, not your point of manifestation. So this is the spiritual mastery coming through right now with whatever has just manifested, likely, more than likely, in a completely different form than you expected. Like I said, some new information, a new development, finding something out about your person that you're like, what? I don't know what, I had no idea. Like something out of left field, most likely. But what's happening here is we're getting the progression from the 6 to the 7 of Pentacles. So this has been necessary as part of the process, as part of the natural process of things developing in their right time. Okay, so let's get some more here. What so I'm just gonna get one more here. 1 second. Those two just jumped out, so these are clarifying this. And get one for the 7 of Pentacles. So it does feel like whatever's manifested here has been something that potentially has come on the heels of maybe some heartbreak, some sad news, or maybe brought up some old grief or old wounds that need to be healed. You're right now in this time, in this recent past, of like almost needing to take a little bit of a break, take a little bit of a nap, a well-deserved nap, well-deserved break from your mental faculties. It's like, okay, you're just a little bit worn out and overtired. And it does feel like whatever's just manifested, it could have made you just go, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if I can't handle this right now. I just need to take a break. Like, it's something that it feels like it's caused you to go, I need to recharge here, you know, because it feels like a lot of you may have been on a certain path, been feeling really good, and then something out of left field came in. But what's here is this is an opportunity coming in for a fresh start, for something where it's balanced, and it's needed to come to balance. There was something that was stuck or stagnant and not in balance prior to this happening. This has like shaken something up to where there's now an opportunity for a balanced new start, an opportunity for a new endeavor should you take it. But again, like I started this reading with, this is a choice point for you. Do you want to believe in abundance, or do you want to believe in scarcity? That's really what this is asking here. And what's coming here is definitely some sort of a communication, a new endeavor starting, wanting to move into a new level of mastery or learning. With this Page of Pentacles, it's like somebody's ready to start, like, because the Knight of Pentacles comes next in the Tarot. And what the Knight is he has his pentacle he's ready to offer and move forward with very slowly. So it's like he's getting ready to move forward. He may be communicating that he's getting ready to move forward, he or she. It's not gender specific. It's just, I'm just saying he because it's a he in the card. But it's like he's preparing to maybe communicate about wanting to move forward when it's the right time. Okay, so someone here may be wanting to do that. Someone might be just moving forward, but not necessarily communicating it. But let's see what else is happening here. Here we've got the Lovers, King of Wands, and the Five of Swords. So definitely it feels like this breakthrough has to do with love and love relationships, spiritual love partnerships, making some sort of a decision around love, or maybe somebody's made some other decision about love and it's not necessarily you. Maybe this is news about somebody else being in the picture that you maybe thought was gone, or maybe didn't even know was there. But this is definitely what's manifested here has been necessary for the partnership, necessary for the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because something needed to change, something needed to break through. And I did 2 general readings in a row that were all about these massive breakthroughs. It was crazy. So sometimes it's just necessary to, like, it's very much a tower moment in a lot of ways. But in between what's manifested around love, it's caused some of you to just be like, oh, hold on a second. Let me recharge. Let me regroup from this. It's, like I said, likely something that you did not expect. But there is confidence here. What this is saying is having confidence is what's going to intensify this manifestation. Because this is where things can be on shaky ground. You know, do I want to get? Do I want to stay? Do I want to go? Do I want to give? Do I want to receive? Like, there's something it's balancing, but because it's balancing, it's still not totally. I'm getting the image of the scales are balanced, but they're kind of wobbly. And what's going to help this is the clarity and the motivation and the action. This is going to cause some sort of forward movement in action. There is something coming through, which is going to be, like if one of you's been giving more than the other, this feels like something will be balanced, and it's time for this other person to take action in some way if they hadn't taken action before. Or this could be you feeling extra confident with, after you've processed what may have happened, you might actually be feeling confident in understanding the bigger picture. But there is a little bit of conflict here in what's coming. It may be difficult to, like, some of the fears could be coming up again, these old fears that are coming up to be released during this time. I'm hearing crisis of faith. It's a crisis of faith for many of you, where it's like, oh my gosh, like I was pretty good. I felt like I knew what was going on, and then now it's like, what the heck? So definitely this could be a bit of a crisis of faith here, but ultimately, I'm actually going to get some clarifiers on some of these to get a little bit more detail, but definitely because I feel like the reason it's not ready yet to be harvested at this stage, this is in the near future, is because there are still some battles that need to be dropped, some mental swords that need to be dropped, some confusion that needs to be dropped in order for the Knight to come in next to actually start it moving forward. So some of you definitely could be communicating about it not being the right time or the timing being off. And it could be causing a little bit of fear coming up here. Let's clarify this Five of Swords. And another message. The Page of Wands. So it's interesting, the Page of Wands. So we're getting a lot of young energy here. The page here and the page here. So there's something here that's starting to develop in a new phase. Okay, so it's not a child. He's not a child. He's not a grown-up. He's in between. So it's gone from being more in the child and moving into being a grown-up. So it is in the beginning stages of developing into maturity. But as this process, there's some sort of immaturity coming through of like not being, because the Page of Wands is someone who can be very impulsive. He can be somebody who has a lot of ideas but doesn't really follow through. He has a hard time landing all of his creative energy. It's like, look at him. He's just like running around, flying around on this ram, the sign of Aries. But a lot of fire. He's like, woohoo! He's got this fire blazing behind him, but it's like he's flying up in the air. He's not landed. He's completely up in the air, like a rocket ship, flying all around with lots of energy, but it's not landing. And what feels just like what's causing some of this conflict is like, after this causing this energy here, where there's this opportunity for a fresh start in a new in a clear direction that's more balanced. It just feels like it's not all of a sudden going to show up as like the perfect scenario. There is some growth that needs to happen between this point and then what will be over here, right? Coming in. But let's see what this Page of Pentacles... I'm going to just get a card here on the Page of Pentacles, too. Here's the Page of Pentacles, Lovers. So, definitely, this is the early stages. So, again, this could be someone in the dynamic or both of you making a decision around what love means to you. Which path do I want to take in love? Do I want to go this way or do I want to go this way? Some of you may have been deciding between two people. Some of you may have just been thinking esoterically, like, what does love mean in my life? But then here's the Lovers again. So this is saying that whatever's happening is now moving this person towards you, towards the relationship, towards this soulmate energy of the Lovers. So, like I said, it just feels like this shakeup was necessary for forward movement in love. And let's see here on the Seven of Pentacles. Let's get another card on that. Yeah, love, being loved, being nurtured. Again, they're saying that the seeds have been planted for this loving, kind, nurturing relationship. Once all of these things are balanced and developed, there is this love here. This beautiful, intuitive, kind, nurturing love with this Queen of Cups energy. But there is still just a little bit of this is like the stuff that needs to get cleared away. This is kind of like, yeah, like there's clarity, I know where I want to go, but then, I still have to take care of some housekeeping. And this feels like the housekeeping. Okay. Oh my gosh, here we have the Sun. And what's interesting is the Eight of Swords in the reverse as kind of what's coming. I was just going to pull like what's potentially like coming here. Feeling like you are no longer a prisoner of your own making. Because if this was stagnant and stuck here, it probably felt a little bit like a prison because you felt powerless. Like, okay, we've sort of been stuck here for a while. Nothing seems to be happening. What is going on? But then here's the Sun with the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So what's happening through this process, which again, may have shaken you up, is a really beautiful outcome here. No longer feeling trapped by your mental faculties, no longer being in a prison of your own making. This shakeup has been required for you to break free of your own mental limiting beliefs about your life, what you want, what you deserve around love. So, nice. So what I'm going to do now, guys, so that's the energies going on. So if you've had something happen and it was like, what in the world? Maybe your head is spinning a little bit. I hope that this reading helps to give you an idea of how this has been necessary and how it fits into the bigger picture. Because sometimes we can get myopic when something happens. All of a sudden it can be everything, and it doesn't have to be everything. It can just be a stepping stone on the way to where you're going. It doesn't have to be like the whole thing. So I hope that this has been helpful. Now, what I am going to do is go and do the extended reading. So now that we know what's happening here in the scenario, if this feels like this has been resonating for you, if you've just been through this, what I'm going to do in the extended reading is I'm going to take a look at specifically the masculine and the feminine relating to this scenario. So what is going on for the masculine and the feminine, and what are they consciously thinking about what's just happened? What are they feeling about what's just happened? What are they afraid of? And what are they currently healing through whatever's just happened here? Also, what are the unconscious contributors? We're going to look at what's the lesson for the divine masculine in this scenario, and what's the lesson for the divine feminine, as well as guidance. What to do with this energy, what to do with where you're at right now, what to do while you're in the meantime waiting for things to gestate and to take, to happen in the right timing. What is the work you can be doing now, or what's the guidance Spirit has for you about that? So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in understanding as how to navigate this, then do check out the extended reading. The link is going to be down below. It will take you to my website. And guys, once you do purchase the extended reading, you don't have to repurchase it to watch it again. Once you buy it, you can watch it as many times as you wish. You get your own personal private link to be able to access it. The system automatically generates that for you. And you will be receiving an email. Once you purchase, you'll immediately get taken to the video, but then you'll also receive an email at the same time it'll come from Conscious Alchemy by Crystal Rose Insights is the sender name. And you'll be able to access that. If you want to access it later, just bookmark that page. That way you can access it later to rewatch it. So I hope this has been helpful, guys, and hang in there, because sometimes the universe has to like throw a bomb into the mix to like break everything up, like a tower moment, just to break free, just to have a breakthrough, have things move forward. So I hope this has been helpful. And for those of you guys that want to go on to the extended, I will see you on the other side. And also do check out the love overviews that I have on my channel if you haven't seen them for 2019. I do all the astrological signs. They are on my channel. And do also check me out on Instagram. I have not been that great about being over there consistently, but I do post things over there that I do not post here. So for more info and guidance, do check me out on Instagram at Crystal Rose Insights. Until next time, guys, I send you much love. Bye.